Some decisions are easy in the moment but leave scars that last a lifetime. Jack made one such decision when he abandoned his family, thinking he could escape the weight of responsibility. Years later, fate brought him back to the very people he had wronged, forcing him to face the consequences of his choices. Maria worked the morning shift at a local diner, pouring coffee and exchanging polite smiles with regulars. At 22, she had dreams of leaving her small town but was tied down by financial struggles and the responsibility of helping her aging parents. Jack walked into her life one sunny afternoon, looking every bit like the city boy he claimed to be. He was passing through town on a temporary job assignment, dressed sharply and radiating confidence. "Coffee, black," he said, flashing a charming smile. Maria felt an instant connection, drawn to his energy and charisma. Over the following weeks, Jack became a regular at the diner, sitting in Maria's section and striking up conversations. He talked about his ambitions to start his own business and leave behind the monotony of corporate life. One evening, he offered to walk Maria home after her shift. They strolled under the streetlights, sharing stories about their lives. Maria talked about her dream of traveling and seeing the world, while Jack opened up about his struggles to meet the expectations of his strict family. Their relationship blossomed quickly, fueled by their shared longing for something more. But beneath the laughter and late-night conversations, they were both running from insecurities neither dared to admit. A few months into their relationship, Maria discovered she was pregnant. The news hit her like a freight train. Sitting across from Jack at the diner, she nervously blurted it out, her hands trembling. Jack froze, his coffee cup midway to his lips. "Are you sure?" he asked, his voice shaky. "Yes," Maria whispered. "I took the test 3 times. Jack's reaction wasn't what she hoped for. Instead of joy, his face reflected fear. "Maria, this changes everything," he said. For weeks, Jack struggled with the reality of impending fatherhood. He started avoiding Maria, making excuses not to meet her. Maria felt her world crumbling. She tried to stay strong, holding on to the hope that Jack would come around. When Maria went into labor, Jack wasn't there. Her parents rushed her to the hospital, where she gave birth to a healthy baby boy she named Alex. The moment she held him, she vowed to give him the best life possible, even if it meant doing it alone. Jack showed up the next day, his face pale and his demeanor distant. He handed Maria an envelope with a few $100s and a note. "I can't be the man you need me to be. I'm sorry. I hope you and Alex have a good life." Maria begged him to stay, tears streaming down her face. "Jack, he's your son. You can't just walk away." But Jack turned and walked out of the hospital, disappearing into the pouring rain. Raising Alex alone was an uphill battle. Maria worked multiple jobs cleaning houses during the day and waitressing at night. Her parents helped as much as they could, but their age and health limited their contributions. There were nights when Maria cried herself to sleep, overwhelmed by the weight of her responsibilities. She sacrificed everything, skipping meals and working through illness, to ensure Alex had what he needed. She often wondered how different life might have been if Jack had stayed. Alex grew up with a deep sense of longing. At school, he watched other kids with their fathers and felt the sting of their absence. When bullies taunted him about not having a dad, Alex fought back, often landing in trouble. At home, he tried to be strong for his mother. By age 10, he was helping her with chores and earning money by mowing lawns and running errands for neighbors. Maria always tried to shield Alex from her pain, but he saw it in her eyes. He promised himself he would never let her down the way his father had. Jack's dreams of freedom didn't turn out as he had hoped. The city was unforgiving. His charm only got him so far, and he found himself bouncing between dead-end jobs and failed business ventures. He spent years moving from one cheap apartment to another, haunted by the memory of the family he had abandoned. He tried to numb his guilt with alcohol and shallow relationships, but nothing could fill the void. His financial situation worsened, and he eventually found himself homeless. Living in a shelter, he began to reflect on the choices that had brought him there. Years later, Jack, now broken and desperate, decided to find Maria and Alex. He had heard through an old acquaintance that Alex had started a successful auto repair shop. When Jack walked into the shop, he was a shadow of the man Maria had fallen in love with. He was thin, disheveled, and visibly aged. "Alex," he said hesitantly. Alex turned, his expression hardening as he recognized the man who had abandoned them. "What do you want?" Alex asked coldly. Jack hesitated before saying, I came to make things right. Over coffee, Jack confessed his struggles and asked for help. Alex listened, his face unreadable. I'm your father, Jack said. Doesn't family help family? Alex's voice was sharp. You don't get to call yourself my father. You left when we needed you most. Jack tried to defend himself, but Alex cut him off. You didn't just leave. You stole from us. Mom told me everything. You took her savings and left us with nothing. Jack's face crumpled with shame. I didn't know she told you. I was a coward. I can't change the past, but I'm sorry. Jack left the shop, knowing he had no right to ask for forgiveness. Over the next few days, he wrote Alex a letter, pouring out his heart and admitting the pain of living with his mistakes. Maria, hearing about Jack's return, felt a mix of anger and pity. She told Alex, he doesn't deserve our help, but that doesn't mean we have to carry his bitterness. Alex and Maria chose to focus on their bond and the life they had built together. Jack, meanwhile, left town, carrying the burden of his choices. Though he would never fully heal from the consequences of his actions, Jack hoped his apology would at least give Maria and Alex closure. Some mistakes leave scars too deep to heal. Jack learned too late that love and responsibility go hand in hand. Maria and Alex, despite their hardships, found strength in each other, proving that true family isn't about blood, it's about who stays when things get hard.